Hello everyone. We are here today with the Aermachi MB339 jet training. This is the add-on purchased through the marketplace in FS2020, and we're going today to give it a shout. I'm not a pro on this, but we're going to take off from Innsbruck and we will go to Bolzano, just around 100 nautical miles south. We're going to take off here to actually in this direction, and we're going to go behind this mountain here on the right hand side of the airport, and we're going to go through some valleys. Hopefully it will be fun and see to watch. And I'm going to jump on a cockpit and go through the processes here to start up the engine, and hopefully we'll have a good experience today. So the first thing first is we're going to turn on the batteries on the right hand side here, and then just going to turn off the nav light on the bottom right here, and we're going to start the engines very shortly, so we're just going to put the beacon light as well. We can turn on the GPS mode here as well, so it's actually just here. We're just going to leave it as that. If it was raining or cloudy, we would turn on the anti-ice for the pitot and the engine. I'm going to leave it as is for now. Let's go to the left console, top to bottom. We're going to turn on the jet temperature limiter on, master switch on, full valve on and closed, anti-skid on, and that's about it for now. Just before the engine start, the throttle here, this is on fuel cutoff position, so we're going to go to start the engine here for 2 seconds, and then we will do the fuel on. We're just going to look at the top right here of the screen. We're going to push the starter, wait until it gets to 40, and at 40 we will do, actually I think it's at 20, we'll give the fuel and let it rip. So let's go ahead and start it for 2 seconds. Should be okay. We are at 10. We are at 20. I think it's at 20. Don't quote me on that. I'm just going to go to idle and reverse. And we have a good lit up. Very good. So far so good. Temperatures is rising, should be here on the green mark. Excellent. And just an overview of the cockpit here on how to read it. We have the angle of attack here on the top left. Canopy light is red, so it's actually lit up. We have the canopy open, as you can see here. We'll close it in a little bit. Right here we have the G forces on the aircraft. The red marks are between 6 and 8, so we should not surpass those limits. Flaps right now are down here, so I'm going to actually put them up. Okay, that's flaps up, and I'm going to do 1 notch down so we can go to takeoff position. So if you can see here, that's the flaps right on the left hand side of the throttle. Up, down, takeoff. Okay. For speed brakes, the speed brake lever is here, so if I would do this, it actually is extending the speed brake. I'll show you outside how it looks like. This is our airspeed. It's on 100, so 50 knots, 100 knots, 150 knots, 200 knots, 250 knots, 300 knots, and so forth, so on. We can actually, I haven't figured out how to set autopilot yet, but it's not needed now for now. Altimeter is here. I'm just going to press the B key to reset it to local barometric pressure, but it's already set at 1013. I think you can actually touch that button as well. Vertical speed up and down here. We have selectors that you can press to program the radio nav and change the positioning of the direction of flight here for the compass. So I'm just for fun, I'm just gonna match here to where the nose of the aircraft is, as well as, the course, which it's not gonna matter, but just for visual appearance. There you go. This will be the flight directors here. You can put the heading or where the radio nav is pointing to, or just on standby. Just leave it up there. On the right-hand side, we have the engine percentage. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of thrust, and you'll see these gauges going up. And idle again. Exhaust temperature on the green area. It's good. Fuel flow, oil pressure, and the cabin pressure here. Right here you have the fuel quantity. Right now we have 558 fuel. I'm going to cheat a little bit and just going to refuel the whole thing at 100%, and you'll see the gauge going to 100% there. So that's the max fuel. Anti-ice engine, pitot, and AOA, don't quote me for that. It's off because we have those off. At this point, because we have the engine running, we can set up Gen 1 and Generator 1 and 2. Air servo is lit up here, so we're going to go to the left here, and we're going to close that lever. And right now we have everything extinguished. Just do a quick test of all the flights, or all the lights. Everything looks good. Generator 1 load is going up, and 2 is normal. Alright, let's go just outside the aircraft, and I'll show you the air brake and the flaps. So if you can see that little door under the pilot here, that's the speed brake. Retracted, extended, retracted. And of course the flaps up, flaps takeoff, and full flaps. There we go. This would be the full flap configuration. Just going to do for takeoff. Excellent. And all the lights are good to go. And let's put on taxi lights on, downwards, and let's see what happens. All right. I'm going to taxi with the parking brakes off. I'm going to taxi all the way down to the runway with the canopy open. Innsbruck, beautiful scenery here in Innsbruck. Let's go outside and do a couple of swirls. Taxi on the ground with this aircraft is very, very, very sensitive. So really tiny adjustments on the pedals. I do have the pedals, I have a joystick, but we have to be very sensitive to the touch on the foot. The pilots, they do They do seem to have some sort of animation. They are always looking left and right and down, and there's some animation there, so it's a pretty cool aircraft. All right, where are we? Excellent. Above 50 knots, the steer light here on the top of the cockpit will turn off, meaning that you don't have any more control over the nose wheel, and it's all rudder. So on the ground, make sure you're not taxiing too crazy, too fast. Beautiful view, beautiful mountains, just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. All right, we're approaching the runway. Let's close the canopy. I'm not sure if you noticed that the sound with the canopy closed is different. I'm going to lock the canopy and the light will extinguish. There you go. And I'm going to go to the down here and get landing lights on. And it seems that there's a pin here. There you go. I know it's locked and sealed. Right on. Cool. Landing lights off, flaps to take off, and I think we're just going to set the trim here. It's a couple buttons that I have on my joystick, and let's see. Don't judge on my takeoff. Again, above 15, the pedals are very sensitive. The nose wheel is very sensitive, and as the speed increases, it's really hard. I'm not sure if it's the sensitiveness of my pedals, but it's really hard to control the nose wheel and make a steady runway roll. After 50 knots, the steer light will extinguish. At 120, 130 knots, it's going to go nose up, and then we will turn off landing lights, flaps up, and gear up. All right, let's see how it goes. I'm going to try to be very, very sensitive on my feet. Steer light is extinguished. 100 knots. Keep it steady. Keep it steady. 120. All right, let's nose up. Gear up. Flaps up. Landing lights off. Excellent. So far, so good. Trim up a little bit, so let's trim the aircraft here. Excellent. So basically, I'm not pulling up or pulling down, and I'm climbing at 2,000 feet, so pretty good. Let's do a turn here. That's my smart cam. It's pointing to the right. I didn't want that, but that's all right. Just gonna go through these valleys here. I'm gonna start picking up speed. And then we're gonna do a low flight, high speed through these valleys down to Bolzano. All right, we're gonna turn left on this valley here. And and we're going to start having fun. 400 knots. We are at 98% thrusts. We're going to reduce to approximately 92%. $360 knots. I'm gonna try to do some outside views here, but if I crash, do not judge me. It's really hard here to do outside views. Okay, I think I did the wrong turn. I think I should have gone right there. I think I have to turn around. I've been here before. I did do the wrong turn. Oh man. All right. So I have a couple options: slow down and do it inside, turn inside of the valleys, or just go up and turn around. So why don't we have some fun then? We are at 350 knots. And I've been here before with a Cessna, and what happened was that there was an altitude here on these valleys that totally lost lift, and I really struggling doing a turn here. But it was right here. Nereus knows about this turn here. Very fun. That noise that you hear, like it's not doing now. It's because once we get to the 6 Gs or 5.5 Gs, the pilot will do his breathing exercise to maintain the blood in the brain. Let me see if I can do it again. There you go, that noise. And if you keep that for 3 or 4 seconds, you'll hear it more constantly. All right, it's going to be here. We're going to do a left turn. Right here. I have to go up. Don't have enough to do that sharp turn. And let's go down again. That noise is the breathing exercises. $350 knots. Gonna get to Bolzano in 5 minutes. I don't want to speculate, but I think that was the border. We're probably halfway there. There's going to be a couple places here there's going to be really hard to fly low because it's hard turns. Let's go outside and see how it looks like. it's not easy to fly from the outside. Nevertheless, it's really very cool view from the outside. Alright, I'm gonna try to have some fun here on this opening here. Let's go to the right, and there we go. And why not? And alright. Enough of playing. 350 knots. We are at approximately 95% thrust power. Perfect. I believe I took the wrong turn again. And I did. So let's go this time all the way up. Nose is up. Nose is down again. Roll. And nose down. Alright. So I'm going to go back to the river, and then I'm going to turn around again and follow the highways and the river. So up this way, and turn around, nose down, and down. Alright, I do believe that I have to turn left there. Or do I? Alright, I think I'm lost in the mountains of Italy. Just trying to find my bearings here again. Yeah, I see where I went wrong. Alright, let's go back. I turned right on a valley there that I should have turned left. Not the same one, but a different one. We have yeah, it's right there. should have made that left turn there to this valley right in front of us, and I did not. There you go. We're going to be on the right track now. $390 knots. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. This is so cool. All right, here's where things start getting really interesting. Watch out those trajectories, watch out those G-forces. Use the speed brake if you need to slow down very fast. We can go low. We can go really low. It's not as nimble as and responsive, so just keep in mind that you have to predict the turns. And we're going to turn right here. Let's follow the river again. Still on the right track. Whoa, and that's what happens when you look outside. Let's do a quick restart here. This time, no joking around. Just loading at the moment. You have really to concentrate into at these speeds, and especially with the outside view at these speeds, you don't have time to get outside view and just playing around and focus on the terrain and do multiple shots from the front or back. And that's where I failed. But it's all a matter of practice. Just loading again. And we'll try again. This time, no joking around. Hopefully I'll not miss my turns this time. Alright, we're almost there. 95%. And there we go. Back on the ground. This time, just going to do it really, really fast. Alright. Battery on. Left-hand side. Jet temperature limiter and master switch on. Anti-skid. Let's do that one right away. And on this side, fuel valve is locked. Let's go to the right-hand side. Nav and beacon. Turn on the FMC. All these stay the same. And that one is good. Let's go to the left-hand side and start the engine. While that starts, flaps all the way up, one notch down. Okay. We are at 20. There we go. Generator 1 and 2 on. Generator 1, once the engine is running at full, generator 1 is producing. There you go. And generator 2 should be coming up again. Alright, very good. So far so good. Let's do just a look around here. Everything seems good on the right hand side, so I'm just checking what I clicked. That is good. We'll close the canopy in a little bit. Jet limiter is on, that's off, that's sense keyed, that's there, idle. Let's check the flaps. So flaps on takeoff and the speed brake is off. If you want to go outside, let's just go outside and see. It is actually deployed the speed brakes. So let's do that. There you go. It's up. Cool. Parking brake release. And let's do it again. I don't think we have enough runway to take off from this taxiway here. Although I want to do this fast to put myself in the air and just go south. We cannot pass the 50 knots on the ground, otherwise we'll lose the nose steer. Alright, what the heck, just let's close the canopy. Steering lost. I was above 50 knots, or 45 knots, so I'm reducing. Come on, steering. There you go. Let's lock and let's lock. I forgot something. I did forgot to set the taxi lights off, or taxi lights on, but as we are just entering the runway, let's put lights, landing lights off, on, and let's get into the runway. Slow down a little bit here. We're just going to go and do a roll. And there we go. 45 knots and the steering, the nose wheel is off, so now it's all about the rudder. 90 knots, 100 knots, 110, 120, nose up, gear up, flaps up, and landing lights off. Going to be all about us now. There you go. 240, 250 knots. 70 knots, 180, 90, 300. Such a nice bridge. Should we? No, we shouldn't, because most likely you will always crash into the bridges in their FS2020, so don't even try it. Alright, so let's reduce the power to 95% approximately. Just a little bit of a notch back. There we go. These mirrors also move, but they don't do much. Alright, no playing around outside these this time, okay kids? This scenery and this area here have a lot of power lines, so watch out for those as well. Remember this section here, we said left to right and we went left, and we should have turned right. So, let's go right. What do you think? We're on it. We're on it. Okay, I got lost again. There you go. Second track. I think that was the border. All these power lines, eh? Again, that noise is the G-forces. Let me take the mouse out of the picture. Okay. Around here we had taken a right and it should have been a left. So I'm gonna carry on with this highway. And I believe it was on this large valley. I think we took a right and actually we're supposed to turn left. So there you go. We know our way now. Keep those wings away from the power lines, Captain. There you go. We're doing this at 350, 360 knots. We're at 3,000 feet. 3,300. Hey, we can see our shadow on the ground there. Alright, keep following the colors. The highway, the power lines. Oh, that mirror. Let's see if that will help us. Alright. Keep in mind those trajectories and the G-forces, eh? Parking brake and bail out. up if we cannot do the curves. Not the curves, but the turns. Hey, Captain, you can go lower. Yeah, I'm sure we can. Let's do this. Watch those power lines. $380 knots. Watch those roofs. Watch the nest. Do not pass under the bridges. Nice truck. Hey, we've been here today already. Second time is a charm. All right. Our crash site was here right in front of us. You recognize this little hill on the right-hand side of our target window? Yep. That was it. It was right, this tree is here. Don't go outside. Don't go outside. Stay away from it. All right. Right our turn. Keep in mind that sometimes you may be flying below the power lines. There you go. Power line. We are below the power lines there. All right, Captain. Put that nose down, Captain. $380 knots. Okay. So I believe it starts here being very tight, and be prepared to bail out. And if you go too low, you won't have time to bail out. That's going to be your strategy. Hey, Captain, no conversation now? No? Really? You feel the pressure? How long can you keep up this for? All right, interesting facts. I told you. I told you. There you go. Bolzano. Welcome to Bolzano, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoy your stay. Alright, at this point we can start slowing down. Throttle idle. Speed brake. Let's do a little bit of a sightseeing tour here. Alright, 250 knots. 210 knots. 210 knots now. 200 knots. Speed brakes off. And let's just do a nice little turn here. 190 knots. Let's go fly by the castle. There's a really nice castle here, right on our target window. 1-notch flaps. Right here. Nice castle. I'm gonna do flyby on the runway, and then come back and turn around and land. And 60 knots. There you go. That's the runway. Let's do a tight turn here and turn around. Keep in mind, the lowest the speed, the less capacity of turning you have. Keep that speed up, Captain. Full flaps, gear down. Speed brakes are up, confirmed. Speed brakes applied. Speed brakes up. And now we can do the real thing of unlatching the canopy. Unlock. Alright. What's going on? So that is locked. That's interesting. And focused on, I was so focused on the okay, why is the canopy? Aha. Because there's this one here as well. Now you can hear the jet sound. And the shadow is actually portraying the canopy open. So what happens if we close the canopy? You can see the shadow as well of the canopy. All right. Pretty cool. Forgot about the landing lights again and the taxi lights. All right, Captain, 3 points against you. Very cool. And that's about it. That's the MB339 trainer jet. Oh, big hiccup on the thing. All right, flaps up, and we're just gonna park anywhere here. Oh, there's our friend Marshall over there. All right, guess we're supposed to go there. All right, let's turn off the taxi lights so we don't blind the poor man. parking brake set. And that's about it. So there's a trick here to pull this down. I have not figured it out yet, so if you know it, let me know in the comments. But basically it would be just the opposite way. I would love to. This is the speed brake. Yeah, I don't have that key assigned, so can't do much from here. Well, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. See you next time.